Stay away from debt and start investing your money wisely. Avoid unnecessary borrowing and learn about small-scale investing. There are many options out there that can fit your need. You do not have to be rich to start, you just have to start. I know what it feels like to want more money but not knowing how to begin. I've been there before and I know how it feels like to wake up one day and say enough is enough. I'll give you a scenario. I got married when I was 20 years old. I had my first child when I was 21. Before the wedding, I was working. I had a full-time job working for Virgin Trains in London. However, when I got married, my husband lived in Austria where he was playing football. And the deal was I was going to move to Austria, quit my job in England and become a full-time housewife. However, I had to put some negotiations in. I was like, if I'm going to give up almost £2,000 a month in my income to come and be a housewife, how much allowance are you going to give me while I'm living with you in Austria being a housewife? The agreement was I was going to get half of my salary, £1,000 every month. The problem is I was getting the £1,000 every month, but guess what? I was spending it on unnecessary things. I was spending it on designer bags, shoes, things that were not going to work for me in the future. I was not investing the money wisely. The marriage was over within a year and I was left with zero. So at the age of 21, I was penniless. When I moved back to England, I had nothing to my name. And that just woke me up. I was like, oh my God, why did I let myself get to this situation when I was always financially independent before marriage? So I had to sit down and tell myself, right, BASA, wake up. What's the next move? I decided to go back to school. However, while I was in school, I made sure I began to develop a skill I never even knew I had it. For example, the Caucasian girl living next door to us asked me to plait her hair once, like the way I had my own braids. I plaited her hair and she told me, she was like, Caroline, don't you know that, that's my English name, don't you know that this skill you've got can give you a lot of money? I was like, no way. She said, yep. So I decided to make business cards. I made complimentary cards. I put it there, self-employed hair extensionist, contact me to braid your hair or fix you extensions. I began making money doing people's hair from home to home. And I decided to expand it again. I went into different salons in my area then in Norfolk and asked them if they were offering such service. And they said no. So I put my signage in their shops and told them, book me in with clients and get 10% commission for everyone I did their hair. And in the end, I had 5 salons. I didn't own it, people owned it, but I was making my money in these 5 salons and giving them their 10% share. And from that moment onwards, I made it a decision that I would never, ever be financially dependent on a spouse. That was a wake up moment for me. And since then, I've been doing so many other businesses, which you're going to learn, during this show. So the whole topic today isn't just about money, it's about building a legacy. When you become financially independent, you teach your daughters strength and you teach your sons respect. You build a future where no woman is trapped and every woman is free. Tonight, I challenge you to take that step, open a savings account, download a budgeting app and say no to that thing you cannot afford. Develop a skill and charge for your skill. Save something today and read a financial blog. Watch a YouTube tutorial. Do something that will move you closer to financial power. Because your independence is not up for debate. It is your birthright. Thank you for joining me today on BASA Unfiltered. If this story touched you, share it with a friend, a sister, a mother. Let's rise together. Remember, empowered women empower nations. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Until next time, stay bold, stay brilliant, and most importantly, stay financially free.